Taurus, welcome to Stormy Goat Tarot. My name is Kat. Thank you so much for tuning in to your general monthly reading for the month of October 2021. Now keep in mind that just because this reading's designated for that date does not mean that it absolutely has to resonate for that time frame. Should you be watching this in the future and feel so called to this reading, feel free to stick around. Time, dates, and ages are nothing but numbers here, so there still could be something for you. And as such, this is going to be an extremely general reading. So some details may apply to your situation, to your story, and some may not. That's completely fine and totally normal. Feel free to just apply what resonates and leave what doesn't for the next person that needs to hear that part of the message. Some of this may apply to you, all of it may apply to you, and also none of it may apply to you. So if that happens, feel free to check out any of my other videos or your other sign placements for a more fleshed out or accurate message. And if you're unfamiliar with where any of the signs fall in your houses or any of your own personal placements, I will be linking a natal chart calculator in the description box below so that you can find that out for yourselves. But without further ado, I'm just gonna get right into it, Taurus. Feel kind of like you're having a little bit of a difficult time. A couple of the other signs that I've done have had elements of letting go of things come up. I feel like that you might be in the same camp, but I'm feeling a lot more of a resistance to it, which, being the bull, you are known to be stubborn. So I'm going to be using the Priestess of Light Oracle deck to determine just what you might be going through, what energies are in or around you. What's going on for my Taurus collective for the month of October 2021? Spirit. Whoop. Okay, got a few here. Get the one that fell. Oop, and we have the Twin Flames card, Soul Partner, Eternal Connection. Almost said collection. You only have one Twin Flame, as far as I know, so unless you're collecting them, which I don't even know how you do that. Then we have Balance, Stability, Standing Firm. Healing Earth, the power to give and receive healing. With Bright Heart Light, Open Connections on the bottom of the deck there. There is a dualism here. Obviously with the mirror images here in the Twin Flames and Balance. And Healing Earth also talks to me about the ability to give healing, to be a supporter, to provide comfort and support to others, but also being able to receive that for yourself. And I'm hearing willing to receive, so maybe resisting what another person or what someone else has to give you. So whether you resonate with twin flame energy or not, if that's a part of your story, if that's a part of the connection that you're currently a part of, you'll know that, and that will apply to you in that way. I'm also seeing this as just a really turbulent energy. Because even if you're not a part of the twin flame journey, there can still be very momentous events that shift you from one paradigm, one level of consciousness to the other. And I feel like this might be one of those shifts for you. With the key being balance. But are you mistaking standing firm in your boundaries and what you're comfortable with pushing other people back, pushing other people down? Let's see. We'll explore this. This is a funny thing that I just got. Just because there are two parties, just because there are two maybe opposing viewpoints, or not even opposing, but different viewpoints, it doesn't mean that it's in conflict with yours. It doesn't have to be you versus them. Sorry, just got that hit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, so much. I'm truly grateful for the messages that we've received thus far. What's going on for my Tauruses? That's a weird thing to say. What is going on for Taurus in October 2021? Please show me clearly regarding love, life, and career. What's going on with my Taurus collective? Oop. Crowning the reading, we have the Ace of Swords. Seeing something clearly. And sometimes clarity can bring with it a lot of turmoil, a lot of complicated feelings. First row, we have Three of Swords, the Star, and Eight of Swords. Realizing you are not helpless in a situation. Second row, we have Two of Swords, Temperance, and Strength. And the way through this is through balance, with Temperance being at the core of the reading here. Final row being Queen of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Magician. Interesting. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. There are some expectations this month that you're coming into this month with that are not serving you at all. That's only taking away your personal authority, your personal power, your personal sense of agency. And as opposed to flowing with that energy, you want to control it. You're utilizing your sense of power within yourself by snatching back whatever tools you're being given by the universe right now, because it is more important to hang on. This top row, taking a look at general life, general outlook. There are obligations or commitments that are proving to be quite limiting. It's really kind of, but it's so strange because it's like you find comfort in that. There's a lack of trust in the flow. There's a lack of trust in what's going to happen. And I mean, you're Taurus, you're an earth sign, and all earth signs share this to some degree. just in varying ways, but you're fixed earth. You are of tangibility, of matter, of the present moment. And at times it can be hard to trust in what you don't see, in what isn't being handed to you here and now. This could also talk about having aspirations and maybe not meeting them, meeting the expectations for what that requires. Because Three of Swords can talk about hardship and pain. It can also talk about commitments, what you've promised to do. Maybe something that you've committed to requires a lot more energy, output, work on your part. But how realistically are you able to commit to it? And the star could be fulfillment in that, of getting the chance, of having the opportunity, with the Eight of Swords going forward being not being bound by those expectations or letting those standards restrict you anymore. The Two of Swords here in your love and relationships coming in, there's been a choice or choices that have been in front of you. As far as how you let your relationships influence you, impact you. And you've been, in the past, seeking solace from it, maybe even turning a little bit of a blind eye to it. Because even now, sitting in the complete present, at the center of the reading is Temperance. The key to moving forward is, sorry about that, is finding balance in action and inaction. Knowing when to rest and when to work. Knowing when to put your hands in and when to let go. And knowing what situations are appropriate in that way. What to hold on to. What to let go of. This is very inward centered. Like, this is very self-centered, not in an egotistical way, but literally centered on the self. Because see how these two figures here had their eyes closed? And then moving forward, I feel like you're ready to contend it. You're ready to tackle something that has been really, really difficult to manage, to confront. We'll look at that in a minute. As far as business and career and finances, you are in your own agency. That's definitely kind of where I see a lot of the actualization and development placed. So there may be a really, really heavy emphasis on business and finances. maybe even overly so. Because quite literally, I see a lot of need for solace and comfort and compassion, a need for healing, which literally starts. And then here I feel in the second row is where that kind of actualization starts to take place. Whereas when we arrive to career, business, and finances, I feel like it's alert. It is completely present. You have the Queen of Wands coming into this month. In this aspect. But then in the sitting energy, currently, you're the Page of Wands, almost reverting. This is almost like assuming that because you've had leadership, ownership of something, now it's just assumed. And maybe the handling of that in a not so mature way. Because the Page of Wands has all the enthusiasm and all the good intentions in the world upright most times. But it's not in a very mature way. They don't go about it in a very polished way. This could also be indicative of a new creative endeavor. Which I wouldn't be surprised with the Magician here, manifesting that, making it happen. Let's get started by clarifying the Three of Swords here. What are you coming in with? Where is this? Because I'm not seeing it as heartbreak, not necessarily. Seeing it more as like an obligation or just a commitment. I'll be using the Universal Rider-Waite to clarify. Your satisfaction and fulfillment are what this is centered around here. With the Nine of Cups and the overall on the bottom of the first deck. So let's clarify the Three of Swords. Tell me more about the Three of Swords here, Spirit. Tell me more about the energy coming in with the Three of Swords. Ooh. Card's got a little stuck. So yeah, a lot of turmoil here. A lot of... Ooh. No! All right, so we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Wands in reverse. This is a commitment that you're not honoring. I'm not saying that maybe you don't want to honor it or that somebody in your energy doesn't want to honor it. But there's all these good intentions. There's all this movement that's promised, movement that is there's intent to move forward and there's plans put in place to move forward, but someone doesn't have the energy nor the drive to go through with it. Could this be expectations? Or maybe these are expectations that you are imposing on another person. And literally they can't match up. Knight of Pentacles is upright though, so but I am seeing no progress being made. Because the Knight of Pentacles, yes, he is the slowest moving knight in the deck, and also the one that is the most fastidious and the most steadfast. He's getting where he needs to go, sure. But he's also the knight that if he doesn't want to move, he's not moving. This is kind of the equivalent of someone who is so ready and willing to go, like to just go anywhere. I'm seeing this as adverse weather conditions. So it's not that smart to do. But there was the commitment too. And I don't know what level of obligation this is. Three of Swords can deal with legal contracts. So whether this is pertaining to property, whether this is pertaining to if you're going through a divorce or and going through legalities that way, or any other legal matters, really. Even in the workplace, it can signify contractual obligations. So if you're under contract to do something and it's just not possible or feasible to you, it's not happening. No movement forward. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. Yep, this is definitely an executive decision. This is someone making the conscious decision not to move forward or to proceed with something. Which the star might bring that reconsideration. I was going to say that, wow, both words at once. Reconsideration and reconciliation. Maybe reconciling expectations and realizing that those don't have to bind you. You can move forward. Draft a different speech. Draft a different set of rules. Right, let's look at what's being confronted with strength here in the second row. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, so much for all the messages received thus far. Tell me more about strength in the outgoing energy moving forward. Tell me more about strength. Tell me more about strength for my lovely Taurus for the month of October 2021. One fell, let me grab it. When we were doing so well. 8 of Cups in reverse. Oop. Going back. Hanged Man. To contend with this, there is a need to go back and change a perspective. Whoop! Okay. That is a lot of cards. I'm not taking all of those. Just 1 or 2 more, please. Tell me more about strength for my Taurus and the outgoing energy. 2 of Cups to bring reconciliation and union back to a connection. There may have been conflict. There may have been an altercation between you and a loved one, or difficulties between you and a loved one. There's a need to go back and reconsider your approach, their approach, just how the situation's been handled thus far, in order to reconcile the connection. To give and receive. The 2 of Swords here, present in the incoming energy here. This person is by themselves. They have belief and faith in their decision making and in their ability to move forward with the right decision for them. But over here with the 2 of Cups, I'm seeing this as an okay to give what your point of view is, to give your heart, to open your heart, and to also be receptive of where this person may be coming from, male or female. And this doesn't have to be necessarily in a romantic situation either. This could be in your family relationships. This could be with your friendships, your ability to create friendships. Perhaps it's reconsidering that the decision doesn't always have to lie with you and your judgment. I'm really interested in the relationship between this Queen of Wands and Page of Wands here in the business and finances. Right. Tell me more about the Queen of Wands. Tell me more about the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands. That dynamic and regarding business and finances for my Taurus for October 2021. Tell me more about the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands. What does that have to deal with? We have the 2 of Swords and the 6 of Cups in reverse here. I'm sensing kind of a blind spot. A very purposefully a very purposeful overlook of how some habits, something done in the past may have been detrimental. or how that may have been inspiration. A hesitance to let that go, or a hesitance to change it. Maybe you had an artistic vision, maybe, or a creative vision of what your brand was going to be like, what your product was going to be like, what your occupation even was going to be like. There was a romanticization of that even. And you believed it wholeheartedly because maybe it did serve you for a time. But it's not serving you now. And there's not so much sadness or remorse in that. I'm not really getting that you're torn up over anything that maybe doesn't have value or the same value that it did in the past. I'm seeing with this Two of Swords that's come up again, you just don't know. You're at a crossroads. It's kind of like, okay, well, if this that I did so well and executed so fluidly before, how do I change that? How do I become the expert in that? It's kind of like I already tried that. Well, yes, you did, but no, you didn't. Getting just kind of a weighing of decisions. Yeah, what was successful in the past may not be what's successful for what's to come or in your current predicament. And there's a need to be and show that same sense of creativity, that same spark, that same drive that you used to build yourself up the first time. Let's see what you're manifesting with the Magician. I'm just curious. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, very much. I'm truly grateful. What are my Taurians manifesting with the Magician with regards to business and finances? What are my Taurus manifesting with death? Something completely new, which means you're gonna have to let some things go. Woo. And we have the Seven of Swords and the Three of Swords again in reverse. Taking the mystery out of it. Because I feel like if you've had to make cuts anywhere, whether it be being more judicious with your time, whether it's being a little bit more conscientious of your resources, of cutting back on money as far as spending, I feel like you're just feeling the cut, the initial ouch of that situation. It's for something. It's not just meant to make you feel that lack. It's not meant to, by any means. But that contraction had to happen for you to step into this new layer of change. Don't resist, Taurus. Don't dig your heels in. I know it's not going to feel good, and you, of all the signs, know and like to feel good. But it's only for a time. It's going to serve its purpose, and then that promise that what you've signed up for, that obligation, is complete. You've honored it. Bottom of the deck with that is Eight of Pentacles. This is going to take work. It is going to take... It is going to take effort on your part. But you're also the sign of slow and steady wins the race. Let's see what guidance we can get for you with the Gaia Oracle. All right. What messages of wisdom, healing, and guidance can I get for my Taurus regarding the spread for the month of October? What messages of wisdom, healing, and guidance can I get for my Taurus, please? We have healing, reconnecting with your true nature. I kind of feel like you've been kind of grasping at straws. Maybe even acting unlike yourself. Which is how we get when we close off our heart. I think really the guidance here is Spirit encouraging you to be open and receptive to other points of view around you. You've known everything that you've known to get you to this point. Now it's time for that X factor. And that path doesn't have to lead you down a completely different road. It can be another form of expression. Another way to be able to connect yourself with your true nature in a way that maybe you didn't even think of. "33 is a master number, denoting ascension, evolution, the next phase in the growth process. And it was coming up like crazy in the Capricorn reading. So if you do have any Capricorn placements, feel free to check that reading out. Bottom of the deck, we have Amethyst, transformation, certainty, and confidence. Yeah. Just because things are changing doesn't mean that you are going to be this vastly different creature that you're all of a sudden uncomfortable with. Carry yourself along with the change. And this deck has some really, really awesome affirmations that I'm gonna read this one for you just in case you need it or find it useful. Card number 33. Right, and I'm gonna go through it a few times in case you want to repeat it to yourself. My sanctuary is a space of light inside my heart. I find peace and contentment within. My heart reveals my truth. My heart reflects the real me. My heart guides me. My sanctuary is a space of light inside my heart. I find peace and contentment within. My heart reveals my truth. My heart reflects the real me. My heart guides me. My sanctuary is a space of light inside my heart. I find peace and contentment within. My heart reveals my truth. My heart reflects the real me. My heart guides me. And don't be afraid to try to form a connection with someone else's heart too. That's what I have for you this month, Taurus. I hope this was helpful, and I hope this brought some peace, both of mind and heart. Feel free to check out my second home, or this channel's second home, on Instagram for more daily affirmations, additional content, as well as news on when or how to schedule a personal reading with me. I'm not accepting personal reading requests right now, but that will change, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if this message resonated, and feel free to tell me how this resonated for you. And I will see you in my videos to come. All right, to the lights and the shadows cast. Take care.